Hello, this is Bea Cupin for Rappler. A new chapter is added to the rivalry between the Salle University and the University of Santo Tomas. In Season 76, the Archers and the Tigers meet again in the UAAP Finals, renewing what was once a heated rivalry. Today, we talk to the members of the 1990s winning squads from both DLSU and UST. From UST, we have Petron team manager Siot Tanquincen, and from DLSU, we have Meralco Bolts forward Don Allado. Your reactions to Game 1 of the finals?
Go, stay!
What went through your mind during especially the last play? It was a very, well, first UST was very dominant, but later on.
Yeah, they came out really well, but eventually the Salle settled down and they played a good match. I mean, it was a very, from a fan's point of view, it was very enjoyable to watch. Basketball. Last 3 shots, you would say, siyempre, kakabahan ka, 3-point, that's a shooter.
Right.
And then follow up, buti lang mintis. And buti lang there are 3 attempts, so it's a great game. Basically.
Don't talk about Game 1.
When I first turned on the TV, and I saw that my team was down, they're like 6 to 20 plus points. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? Is this right? And then I shut the TV off, and I came back in the 4th quarter to go watch it again. And sure enough, they caught up. And towards the last 3 minutes, as what Coach Siot said, it was very exciting to watch. There's like a couple lead changes.
Right.
I just felt that it was also very nostalgic for me because brought back memories of 1999 when we played them in the finals.
Take us through the last play though, like LaSalle had a chance to either tie or take the lead, but that play, did you watch the last play?
Which one was that?
That was, I think...
That was a Jeron thing penetrate. He kicked out of Vosotros. From a coach's standpoint,
yes, sir.
A lot of people will say, down ka by 1, bakit mo tinira yung 3 points? However, you're a 3-point shooter. You find yourself open. Yeah, ganun ang basketball. Kung pumasok yun, they would say, galing. Di ba? Unfortunately, nagmintis eh. It's a good shot. Me personally, from a coaching standpoint, it's a good shot I think that he could take.
Right.
That he usually makes. So he took it. Nagmintis. They got a follow up. Ganun. That's basketball for you.
Right.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
It was a risk on
those are risks. You got to take.
Well, the play was probably designed for that, for the penetration of Jeron, penetrate the defense of UST, and then find the open man if they clogged up on him. And I think at the last part, the defense of UST clogged up on Jeron because everybody knew Jeron was going to take it to the basket. He's one of the best guys to slash to the basket. And when he did that, when he realized all those UST players were around him, he saw the open man, which is very wise for him. It's a great decision for him to make. It's an open shot, and that's what you want in basketball. You always want the open shot. And he made the right decision, in my opinion.
Right. Talking about LaSalle and UST, we had a very dramatic season, I think. UST had to overcome injury. Jerry Tang was injured. LaSalle had ups and downs. So what was it like watching your former squads going through that this season?
Well, as a basketball player, we go through a lot of things. We go through a lot of adversity. From a team standpoint, that makes you stronger throughout the whole season. It brings together your chemistry. And I believe that in the long run, it'll be beneficial for the team.
Yeah, I do tend to agree with Don. It's going through those struggles that makes you tougher. And I think both teams. LaSalle went through a tough stretch, with change of coach, with the medyo rocky start. UST ran through the different scenario, different struggle naman with injuries and couple up and downs.
Right.
So I think that makes the game a lot more exciting.
You have drama.
Yeah, a lot more drama. It's exciting too.
Since we're already talking about the current squad, we have a question from social media from Monchi Ampel. Who is your favorite current player from your alma mater and why?
Current player, I like two players there. I like Van Opstal, and I like Jason Perkins.
Jason Perkins. Why? Why the two?
Perkins can go inside and outside. I like his versatility. I like Van Opstal because of his athleticism. He poses a lot of mismatches for the other big men in the league, in the UAAP league. So those are my two favorite.
I think someone on Twitter actually compared AVO to you when you were part of the LaSalle squad. How does that feel to be?
Hey, I'm glad they remember me. You know, it's good to be remembered that way. I had my time in LaSalle, and for them to be comparing me to the guys now, I mean, it's an honor. You know, I appreciate that.
Well, actually, he's really, he's a tough nut to crack talaga nung nasa UAP. I mean, he was one of the premier centers, even coming up sa pros. Me, currently, actually, I really like the team, the way Coach handles his team. Coach Pido handles his team.
Right.
He handles it, yung character ng team talagang parang it's a reflection of him basically.
Right.
But if I am medyo talaga makikita mo yung emotion. They wear their emotions on their collars, basically like that. But if I do have to choose, I would, obviously Jeric Teng. Kevin Ferrer.
Kevin Ferrer.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
he was red hot from the 3-point line yesterday.
I could compare this batch to yung batch nun 206 ni Coach Pido with he has a knack of getting 2s and 3s or forwards that are long, that can shoot, that can do a lot of things. That because before he had Ababu and Maliksi, guys like that. And then current batch, you have Teng, and then you have Ferrer. Somehow he has a knack of recruiting players that are, yung 2s and 3s niya, mahahaba. They might not be talagang super, pero mga 6'4", mga galamay, mahahaba sila.
Right. There's this template that
parang ganun. I don't know how he does it, but ganun.
And he gets them to hit big shots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Clutch plays.
Yes.
Talking about player versus player, your thoughts on AVO, Van Opstal versus Abdul in the final series?
Well, Abdul is definitely more muscular, but not to take anything away from AVO. He's a very athletic guy as well. I feel that AVO is a little better off with his offensive moves, low post moves, than Abdul.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with Don. Probably Van Opstal might have, but maybe at the same time, because that's the role being asked kay Abdul. He's the rim protector for them. Everything is, if everything breaks down, he's the last line of defense palagi sa kanila. Basically, that's his role for that team, and he's playing it basically to the hilt. He will leave the scoring kana Jeric and Kevin, sige, bahala na kayo. But he made some, crucial jumpers, towards the end of fourth quarter. And I was surprised he made that, mid-range J free throw line, top of the key, and then the other one on the wing, the face-up post.
Yeah.
I said,
I think also he's a good role player for that team. Perfect for the system of Coach Pido. What Abdul does around the paint for that team. Perfect role. Perfect player. You guys
talk about the perfect roles, the chemistry of the teams. How would you describe how the 2013 UST and LaSalle teams gel right now, or how they play together?
Well, because of all the adversity that they faced in the off season, in the preseason, that has enabled them to be ready for what they're facing now. Their chemistry is on point. Everything is everything is ready for them. Both teams, I'm talking about both teams. And they are ready to compete at the highest level possible.
I think going through what they went through is a way of getting the whole team together. In fact, one guy that I took notice also was Sheriff. He wasn't really. I mean,
Yes.
But it has to take something bad to happen that finally, okay, I get the opportunity to play, and then he started to show more of what he can do and to help the team basically. So I think that that speaks well for both teams, and that's why they're both at the top teams right now.
So in a weird way, all the drama
Yeah.
during the season actually helped the two teams get to where they are now.
Yeah.
They need that because those are college kids.
Right.
And the crowd that they draw,
Right.
it's all filled with emotion. That's what they come there to watch. All these college teams filled with heart, filled with pride. They battle just for those two things. With professional ranks is different because we play for money. Of course, there's money, love, pride, and all that.
But
here in college, you just play for your pride, your school name, the heart.
What was it like playing in the UAAP when you did? I feel like it was more intense. It was more, I don't know, the rivalry seemed to be more physical sometimes even.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to compare eras because each era is different.
Right.
You've had some tough eras. You've had some really, really tough eras. So I don't want to go and compare like this and that. But I just want to say that during my era, I had a great time. It was one of the best times of my life.
Right.
Yeah, playing in a UAAP.
So how about you?
Kami, well, I feel, I've seen how UAP grown.
Yeah.
Because when I started, tagal na ito. Hindi pa I would say they're very blessed right now.
Right.
Before, hindi naman lahat ng game not all games are being televised.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
In
true.
HD. In HD.
Yeah, I mean, before, selected games.
It wasn't as fancy as it is
Yeah,
right
it wasn't
now.
fancy. Pero the spirit was already there.
Right.
Pero, and I mean, I feel very, blessed to see how it has grown from what it has before to now what it is. And it's masaya.
You talk about the changes, like you said, it's on a bigger platform because it's in HD. But I think some things don't change. Like for example, how do you deal with the pressure from the community? Na parang, kailangan manalo ng championship, ganyan.
LaSalle, LaSalle, I remember the alumni, they can be very demanding. Of course, they support us. They give us a lot of support. At the same time, they want the championship for it. I can understand, but
Right.
You just have to set it aside. As a player, you just have to set it aside, and we've learned how to do that. Like, okay, well, we'll worry about that later. Let's just win the game first. We'll focus on the game, because if we focus on what the alumni wants, then we'll be distracted from our goals, which is winning the game.
Right.
So we, set
Are
that
UST
back.
alumni as demanding as LaSalle?
I would say maybe not as vocal,
Right.
pero you can feel it.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, but parang in a way, yun sa amin naman, it's like, sa amin, it's like our way of trying to, paano ba to? Trying to give back sa namin, sa community namin na alam namin medyo kapos kami sa konting budget. But yun, it's parang yun ang way namin magbigay ng pasalamat doon sa mga sa mga iilan-ilan na tumutulong sa amin at that time.
Knowing what you know now, what advice would you tell the younger version of you when you were in the UAAP? And in effect, what would you tell the players now, who I'm sure are going through the pressure of a game 2 in the finals?
Don't get sick before the finals. It's not a good idea.
You talked about that earlier. What happened to you during your own finals experience?
I got the flu right after game 2, so I was in the hospital for like 3 days, and then I came out on the 3rd day and played game 3 that night, and it was horrible. I just had the worst feeling. I felt like I was floating,
and not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way. It was just, but yeah, good thing we won, so that made up for everything. But still, I don't recommend it.
Shot, how about you?
Me, I mean, more than the winning the championship, I think they just have to really enjoy and how do you put it? Parang the journey, basically.
Okay.
I mean, that would last you a lifetime. You might, in fact, sometimes it's those we were talking about. It's those setback that gets the whole team closer to each other, and that builds the relationship. Which you could say after so many years, even if you don't see each other a lot of times, but when you see each other, it's as if, it's as if it was just yesterday.
Right.
And that is the relationship that, it more than the winning the championship. Eventually, people will forget how many years ago. Sino ba nanalo? No. But it's the relationship you build with each other, with the teammates, with the coaches. I mean, that is the one that, you bring the rest of your life. So it's more than that.
How about your experiences in the UAAP before? Who are the players that stood out when you were playing? Not from your own team, but from the people, the players you played against, I guess. Who stood out and who are, until this day, unforgivable sa utak nyo?
Oh wow, Dennis Espino. He punished us. Really punished us. Estong or Estrong Ballesteros. He was a monster.
Right.
Cantonos, yeah. From the older generation, I heard it was Baldavid too, with who else was there? Dami nila eh. Puro mga killers lahat eh. Gagaling.
So hanggang ngayon ba, when you hear their names or when you remember those plays, what goes through your head when that happens?
Dale, every time I hear Dale Simpson, it kind of like, oh God, that's the guy. Good friend of mine too, and I always say, Dale killed us, man.
But then there's still that memory na.
Of course.
Once upon a time,
Yeah,
pinahirapan kayo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me, well, when we started, that was the year June Limpot was playing Salle. That's where we wanted to get to. When he was playing, June Limpot, sila Dwight Lago, I mean, even sila Coach G was there, Abanilla. That's where the level we were trying to get to.
Right.
And yun, nahirap nun. Parang hindi ka makaabot-abot dun sa finals kasi they were so dominating that time. And then eventually, syempre, things go around. Then we thought, it's our turn na. Ito naman, lumabas naman yung FPU, si Johnny Abarientos. Tako, sus, Joseph. Ekis ang paa mo doon kay Johnny. And I was trying to guard him. Ito na naman. Problema ka talaga sa kanya. And after that, it's our turn na eventually. Finally. Pero yun nga, yun nga, yung mga relationship like that, you build. I get to, with Johnny. Tawag ko nga sa kanya, idol, ganun eh. Kasi he's good talaga eh, ganun. Ayan, sila June. And yeah, I played against Coach of Lasal, si Juno. And eventually, we worked together sa Ginebra. So we became very good friends. I mean,
Na-erase na po yung...
I mean, it's yun, that's what I was saying. Parang, yes, those are good memories. And you can laugh and joke about it, pero it's more relationship that you build.
You can forgive but never forget.
Yeah. Ganun. Yeah, true.
It's seared into your brain,
Yeah.
no matter what you do. What do you call this? From questions from social media, we have a very specific question for Don from MC Singzon. During your 99 finals match against UST in Game 3, when Dino Aldeguer sank the game-tying triple that sent the game into overtime, clearly very invested tong taong to. Have you ever thought of making that shot as well in case you weren't able to make the pass to Aldeguer?
Of course. If they left me open, yeah, I would have took it. But lucky for me, they passed it. So, thank God. they guarded me, so I passed it to Dino.
I remember that shot.
Does it happen to you guys? Like you recall those crucial plays na parang the plays that defined somehow your career in college.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like replays in your head?
Of course, yeah. Those are defining moments in your career.
True.
You'll remember the first game that you went into the UAAP or the PBA, those things. And any defining moment in your career, you'll always remember it.
But what's the memory that stands out? This is actually another question from social media. What's the most memorable moment in all your wins?
Does it have to include the UST or just UAAP in general?
Actually, both UST and then just in general.
Okay, in 1997, we played UST semifinals, and we finally beat them. And I just broke down afterwards at half court when we beat them.
Right.
That was so memorable for me because it was like slaying a giant.
Right.
That's how good they were, and we were like it was like doing the impossible, basically, mission impossible, and we did it. Being young kids filled with emotions. I broke down in half court. I believe they have a footage of that, but I hope not. But it wasn't pretty.
Not a very proud moment, or was it?
It's me crying on TV. That's not a good sign. And then another defining moment for me in the UAAP was in 1998 when we won the championship against FEU. That was the first of 4 championships.
Right.
So that was very memorable for me.
Yeah, me. The one that sticks out basically is when we're able to, as a unit, end the 30-year drought for the school. I mean, that was very memorable. The first time we swept the whole season basically, and yun nga, a lot was expected of us that year, and as each game goes, yung mga alumni kept growing. Before, yung mga crowd namin sa gym ko konti lang eh. As each game goes, dumadami yung nanonood ng practice, and they put a countdown for every win we got, especially in the second round. Okay, 6 more wins to go.
Oh no.
5 more wins to go.
Oh no, that's just...
So that's in front of you every single day. Kasi we practice at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
That's the first thing you're gonna see when you get into the gym.
Pampagising po.
6 games more to win this title. And the whole community, 30 years. 30 years, okay, 30 years. Konting taste. I mean, yeah, that was very memorable. Fortunately for me at that time, medyo nagta-transition eh. That was the year, yun nga, June Limpot, sila Dwight, sila G, they graduated and they're coming in with new guys, sila Mark Telan, I think Jason was just starting off pa lang nun, so medyo nasa pa lang. So, but at that time, medyo, yun mga encounter namin, medyo lamang pa kami konti. Yeah.
So back to 2013, game 2 tomorrow, UST leading the series. What does LaSalle need to do, you think?
I think it's what they should do is they shouldn't come off on a slow start, because it took a lot of energy for them to try to catch up towards the end. Tapos kinapos kami.
Right.
So, free throws.
Right.
Medyo napagod.
Right.
And also breaks, didn't it? So, good start dapat. Set the tone early. And play with a sense of urgency.
Right. Did they lack that during the last game?
Well, it seemed like it because it was a slow start for them. I mean, looking from the outside, that's what I would think.
Right.
With a slow start like that, So, but when they pulled their act together, they were able to catch up and even take the lead. But it takes a lot of effort to do that,
Right.
and maybe the boys ran out of steam towards the end. I don't know. And of course, breaks as well. But yeah, I mean, it's the finals. You can't get tired.
No time to rest, no time to...
No.
For UST, what can the squad do to finally just one more game, win the championship?
Me, I'm always a believer in, you know, sticking to who you are as a team, even for both teams. You know, LaSalle plays a certain way, they play their way. UST plays a certain way, they play with their, you know, emotions on their sleeves, heart on their, you know. That's the way they play. Just be yourself. And, just, you know, the more you try to think and analyze, you know, the more you're going to get yourself into trouble. The best thing you can do is just let the ball go out, roll it out, let them play, let them, you know, forget about everything. You know, just go out and enjoy the game.
Don't fix what isn't broken.
Yeah.
Predictions for the final series. Unbiased, hopefully.
Yeah.
LaSalle in 3, UST in 3, or will UST sweep the finals?
Well, I mean, on my Twitter, I said it. I made a prediction right after they won against what's that team that they won against in semifinals?
That will
FEU.
FEU.
Oh,
right after.
FEU. Oh, yeah.
Right after they won, I said LaSalle's gonna win the championship. That's my prediction. So LaSalle in 3 for me.
Bias aside.
Yeah,
Right.
that's by
Shot.
Me? I'm always safe guy.
So,
So I mean, you know, ako, I'll just sit and watch and enjoy. I mean, I like watching basketball games. You know, if I have the chance to watch them as much as I can, you know, I watch them, enjoy. I'll be happy. I'll just be happy watching them play.
just the last question. The two teams now are really itching for a championship, I feel. What does it feel when you finally win? Because you've gone through that, na parang you went through the heartbreaks and then finally a championship for your team. What does it feel, as especially as a young adult, na wow, we got the championship?
Well, when we won it in 1998, it was like we went on like a 9-year drought, I think. And finally, when we won it, we got a trip to the States. We got a little bit of pocket money, a little spending money here and there, so it felt great. We wanted to do it again, you know, before we hang up our jerseys for collegiate jerseys. So we did it again in 1999. So we were kind of like, we were addicted to winning, and in the process we get from winning is the monetary compensation, and at the same time we have a good time. So winning translates to having a good time, and
Becomes fun.
we loved it. We just loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Ako, well,
What did it feel like?
how it felt like? I mean, it felt great, especially, like you said, young adult achieving something that you set your heart to,
Right.
and especially for our group, because our group, basically, except for a few here and there changes, yun ang maganda sa college, about maybe most of you will be in this together for about 3, 4, 5 years together, trying to reach that goal. And having us, I went through 4 years before getting to that point. I mean, it was it was very enjoyable. It was and it makes the journey mas meaningful ba, mas malalim, kasi you have to go through, and it's hard telling a young person that no, you have to wait next year, no, you have to wait next year again. It's hard, kasi naturally, when you're young, you're impatient,
Right.
You want to get things done.
The syempre, this adrenaline pa, the
and
pressure.
and then keep losing, year after year, getting closer. I mean, it eats at you, and when you finally get to it, I mean, it's it just makes it the journey a lot sweeter, basically.
Different predictions, different sides of the fence for the UAAP Finals. But I think we all agree that it's going to be a very exciting game 2 and maybe a game 3.
Yes.
according to Don's prediction. So thank you, Siot. Thank you, Don, for joining us. Animo Lasal, Go-UST, whoever you're cheering for, this is bound to be a very exciting final series. This is Bea Copin from Rappler.com.